Welcome back to yet another episode of The Creative Blog with Watermelon Omga. Diva the Prince. I am here today joined by Six Sikelelwa. Ay, mntwana omhle. Mandivumele lithi mamxerha.
Hey. Yeah,
Six,
Dad.
welcome to The Creative Blog. Unjani?
Hey, ndiyabulela tata. Ndiyaphila man. Kuhle.
Doing good.
Asikhali kakhulu.
No, I can tell.
Thixo samhle.
Jonga ndibona kwange-subscribers. Jonga, consistency. I actually wanted to ask you, Njez Sasuga, about the YouTube channel. So why Wavolo decided all over the sudden about Jonga to be consistent?
Hey, I think growth requires such of us, you know. I think consistency is one of the biggest things that I've struggled with generally, you know. It be the gym, eating good, whatever, you know. There's always just like a lack of consistency and follow through. And also specifically with the reason why my YouTube channel right now is moving is because there's a plan, right? And having finished 10 years last year in the industry, I was like, okay, how can I give back?
Decade.
And jonga tata, zikhalile but silapha azikhala nazo. So I thought it's time, and having had the plan, I think it made everything better in terms of consistency, you know.
Yeah.
So it's also given me the my show. No, we're on top of something because we are moving, you know. Yeah.
Okay, now let's go into your acting, because I love your acting.
Thank you, Sam.
And because ndikubonile 1802. Hi. Your preparation was on another level.
Thank you.
Take us back. Where does this come from? Because xa ndijonga man, usuka kwi-film school. So then into acting with that tool of being able to bring Ukosi into life like that, bringing Yevana Eric. Yevana Eric. Yeah. So how's that? Where does it come from?
You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know about acting ivela okanye ifike nini njani. But I could say ubana it's not something I knew I wanted to do from the jump. Like, I didn't grow up saying "Funo actor," you know, and I don't think I watched enough TV for me to even say that. So it found me in high school when I went to 2 drama high schools, or rather arts and culture focused high schools, which is also just like weird to have 2 arts and culture focused high schools back to back, because I was moving around when I was in Cape Town, and I was introduced to drama grade 8, and my drama teacher then, you know, it was just like touch and go, but I was like, okay, cool, I like this. And then obviously when you get to grade 10, every subject you get to go deeper into it. And I had moved to another high school, yesterday secondary, and my drama teacher, man, I think she's the one that made us realize, but no, this is where it's at, you know. And there was discipline instilled there was I think the basics of drama, that's where I found them. So by the time I got out of high school, I knew this is what I want to do. And even my choice to do film was because I couldn't get in a UCT for drama. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. If I'm doing anything, it needs to be still within the space. Hence I went for film. And CPT was like, you got your girl, don't worry about it, sweetheart. And I did that.
But has that film background helped you in any way in terms of the acting side of things? Because I try to tell some of the people when I go to schools, I'm like, yeah, do film, why not? Do directing, start there, maybe. So when did that help you in a way?
It's a good question you ask me, because like, I think some things become innate, you know, where you operate from a place of just knowing, like in what context, but I could say in relating with crew, because at the end of the day, sisonke, and I think it's always the crew versus the actors, or crew versus the cast kind of thing. And I'm not in that game, because I think low-key or high-key, I'm still interested in knowing more about the film side, you know, or the behind the scenes. So it's helped me to sort of understand my bigger work mates or work colleagues rather better, and also respect each other's crafts, because everyone that's on set is there for a purpose. No one is there by chance. Whoever's doing something, they are contributing to the bigger picture of this. All right, so I mean, I don't know if it necessarily has helped, right, the film side, but I think it has, because I deal with crew differently, right? I understand that everyone that is on set is there for a purpose, and literally no one is there by chance, right? And if you are, you're at least learning, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely helped me respect people more, and also be curious, you know, to find out, okay, cool, okay, what's that frame, you know, am I good, what's the angle, what, you know, how is your light hitting me, okay, where's the light? So the technical aspect of things, at least I'm in good standing of as an actor. And I think in my previous experiences, I've had the crew sort of react with a positive way, or rather, or in a positive way, when I have those conversations with them, because okay, cool, they feel seen as well.
Yes,
you know, because there's always this is the crew, this is the cast, and I don't do well with that. So yeah, I think in that sense it has.
And those are people that someday you're probably still gonna work with them.
Exactly. I keep bumping into Spiso on set, and I'm like, my boy, you know, the vibes are great. So yeah, it's also building a community, because in South Tibana, and I
I guess you are right. I'm imagine Ulila we seen on a wide shot,
bro.
and then when they come closer to you
as
a sapum. But okay, Ndiakuva man 6, and then we were at 1802.
Yes, sir.
1802.
We have to.
Man, there was a day on set where you completely just went, hey, tangam bonus 6. No Guijo vibes, no nothing. You were crying on cue. Everything was. Where does that come from, and how different is that? Is it something that you draw from 6, or is it just imagination thing?
Hey, I can't use sense memory for my acting, right? I can't draw back to my own emotions. I try. I always fight that. I can't. I've been asked multiple times before by directors even. And I was like, no, thanks, no. This is not about Sikelelwa, and I'm not going to go. But again, this is not even in disrespect to other people's methods and processes, because it works for some and it doesn't work for me. And I don't think I even have that much to go back to. So I always use my imagination, but specifically for Kosi. But specifically for Kosi, it was an answered prayer.
Yeah.
Right? And it almost felt like I was glorifying God through that character daily. I can count the days where it was just like, okay, I'm in my flesh now. I'm, and those, because it was tough. It was a tough show to shoot, you know. Yeah. So to answer that question now more specifically, sometimes I wasn't even thinking about Kosi in that situation. Sometimes I was just literally in worship. I was praising God, and I was just like in an overwhelmed state by the Holy Spirit, and I was so grateful to even be able to tap into that in that space, because Kosi needed that. Like, she needed me to carry her spiritually as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on and I think for everyone who has been on 1802, they can attest to this. That was, for me, one of the best sets I've ever been.
Yeah.
And not about Guteni man, but the people that we met on that set.
Beautiful.
Even still today, when you see someone,
it feels like home.
Is it the same for you?
It is. Like it was a beautiful ensemble of people, and not just actors, you know. I think as a whole, as I say to you, but even the cast, even the crew, even like everyone that worked on that felt like a family.
Yeah.
It felt like people meeting at the right time, you know. Yeah. It was meant to be. Like it couldn't have been any other way. Yeah. So when you see each other, it's like, oh man, hey, it's always like a hi, you know. It will forever be written in my heart. It's one of those. It's a one of one.
Of course.
There will never be any other. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that time maybe for you? Because I'm sure there's actors that. Okay. Maybe my question. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
Who is that actor or an actress or someone that made you go like, I want to be an actress, or that moment? Whether also Cape Peninsula at that time. Whether also Cape Peninsula at that time. Where were you when you said, you know, this person has inspired me and I'm going to go with this?
I'd be lying to say specifically as a person, right? But it was me stepping on a set for the first time in grade 10.
Grade 10?
Yeah, my first TV role was in grade. I mean, that's why I'm saying 10 years. You know, yes. It started in high school. My first television role was on a series called Traffic on ATV, right? And I played a street kid called Zenpa. But I think having experienced set, I was like, man, there's something that shifted. There was a light that went on, and I was like,
this is it.
It can't be. Yes, this is where it ends for me. This is where it starts. I don't see anything beyond the space, and I've never looked back. It's been that. It's been a drive. Even when I was at school, in varsity, doing film, I was depressed. I'm like, you know. So
I'm sure actor was
definitely. I was there. I was like, Dilapa, please, I'm the one. Yeah.
So I think that's really gonna drive me to something, Kingo. That was 10 years back.
Yeah.
Are we in a good time, or is it the right time to be an actor right now in 2024 from that decade ago?
It's a very brilliant question, Day, and I think it's a very weird time. It's a weird time. I can't say it's the right time. I can't say it is the perfect time or it's not the right time.
Yeah.
I think it's very individually driven, right? Or individual driven. It wants you to be all hands on deck, right? It needs you to be wise. It needs you to be very open to what is being dealt to you.
Yeah.
Because I think that the whole landscape of acting has changed from that time.
Yeah.
There's things like self-tapes that are introduced in the mix now. You sort of have some kind of control or more control than we've ever had before as an actor. How you put yourself out there, what you say about yourself, how you choose the roles that you're finding yourself in to sort of guide where you want your career to go. So there's so many things that inform whether it is the right time, and I think it's unique as well to each person, you know. So I would say if you want to be that, you need to be ready for it all.
Yeah.
You know, so it can be the right time for you if you are in the right space of mind for it.
It all goes down to just individuality.
Yes.
No man, as Basnogola, I see you, man. Because way, so it was known as a timepiece or what, where you go back to these those films that are
periodic pieces.
Exactly. But man. Even overseas.
Yes, Orkan.
Hey,
that is the level. I received that.
Who would you like to work with? If is there a director, someone particularly would like to work with?
I think Barry has done brilliant work. The director that has been working with Tuso a lot.
Oh yeah.
Shonda. Isa.
Yeah.
And I forget this lady's name. She's got dreadlocks.
Okay.
She did. Is it When They See Us? Yes, she did that. Yes. I forgot her name.
That's another.
I'd love to work with her. I think she's brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think also I'm quite open, man.
Yeah.
I'm really open. I like the idea of being stretched and learning, you know, and also some things are not always going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And those are also like part of our toolkits. We're building something in there. So I'm open to, let's go.
Okay. Maybe someone at home is like, yo, Six, what I'm gonna start. Suga film school, we are actor. When Zenja no figure pie, and I know you've been involved also with actor spaces, which I think they went and sharpened your craft.
Completely.
Are there any other places that you can, you know, tell people to go to maybe?
Besides,
if you film school,
so, because institutions sometimes are quite expensive, right? So I've also spoken about it on my channel. Actor Space is a really brilliant move. I've heard Star Quality also. Okay. It's also an agent, but it's also like it's got an acting program.
Perfect.
There is the Market Lab. Brilliant. And the Market Lab also has options, right? You don't always have to make it 3 years. It's also like a year program.
I think there's a year program.
there is also the Dumandovu Academy. Is it still happening?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
There's that too. So I think there's really a number of places where we can like look into. If I'm always saying, if we are you're going to find out. You want it bad enough, you're gonna research about it.
Yeah.
You're gonna find out these places, and you're going to actually go after your dreams, because you must be active in your pursuit. You know, we can only give people information so much. Also, if you're not willing to say, okay, she said DNA, let me go find out what DNA is. You know, besides the DNA, that's, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you don't go after what you want, it's not gonna materialize. And I think one of the reasons why we are even having this conversation together with the places that we are at is because we are active in our pursuits of our dreams. So, yeah, I think those couple of places could.
Spoke about DNA. Nandinzima go life sciences. Vasifiso. Nandinzima. Yazi DNA because it deoxyribonucleic acid. My boy, I should be a scientist. It's a deoxyribonucleic acid. Yes.
I see the actor for a reason. The actor for a reason.
No, but tell me.
She just put it down.
The reason why I'm saying this, I love sport.
Yeah.
Or rugby, I would have wanted to play. Is there something besides the art? Because maybe when you where's our corporate space? Yo, 6.
You know what? I could act like it.
Besides the art and the film, is there anything that you thought you might pursue or?
I actually want to go back to school. I want to do psychology. Yeah, I think I like the idea of working in people's minds. I like the mind, you know. The mind interests me a lot. Sometimes I talk to people and I'm like, I wonder what sparked this stance.
Yes.
You know, what is behind that? What you are saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I know that psychology is probably deeper than just those kind of thoughts, but I also just think, with everything happening, I would also love to still bring that psychology into my acting or my artwork. Yeah.
You're 6.
Okay.
No man, 6. I'm not gonna take it long. I think we've had a very busy.
Yeah. What a day.
What a day. So yeah, man. Okay, this is what is happening on the creative block, but also on Sikelelwa's channel. So now it's called Act to be an Actor. So ndicela abantu bangakufumana phi on socials ngoba vele wena kuma socials wamba uphi?
Sihambela phezulu tata man. We are trying our best.
Bangakufumana
on Instagram it is Sikelelwa_6. On Instagram it is Sikelelwa_6. On TikTok it's 6Gold. It's SIKSGAWD, because I'm 6God in my streets. And on where else? Where am I? I almost said YouTube. I mean, almost said WhatsApp. On Facebook it's Sikelelwa Vuyeleni, and on YouTube it is Sikelelwa Vuyeleni as well. On currently is a series called To Be an Actor. It is under the channel Sikelelwa Vuyeleni, so that's where you find me. Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you so much. And it's been a blessing.
Oh, it's been a blessing and everything in between.
Appreciate you. Thank you guys. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And love you loads.
Run it up. Have a pause now.
I wake up.